Welcome back. Today we explore some of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. Today we're diving into the world of copper wheat pennies, coins that could potentially make you rich. First up, the 1946 Abraham Wheat 1-cent coin, particularly those with the D mint mark, is one of the most iconic coins in the United States history. The Abraham Lincoln wheat cent was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it remained in circulation until 1958. The 1946 version of this coin holds a particular charm for collectors, even though it was minted in the post-World War II era. In scratched and damaged condition, the value of this coin might seem low at first glance. However, due to the rarity and the overall appeal of the wheat cent, even damaged coins can command attention in the auction market. These coins were minted during a period of post-war economic recovery, and many were put into circulation in less than perfect conditions, often showing wear from being used heavily. The 1946 wheat cent features a traditional design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. This image of Lincoln, gazing thoughtfully to the right, was the first ever depiction of a president on a US coin. On the reverse side, you'll find the famous wheat ears, which have given the coin its nickname, the wheat cent. The design is simple but elegant, with the wheat stalks symbolizing the American farmer and the agricultural economy. The 1946 coin was struck at both the Philadelphia Mint No Mint mark and the Denver Mint D Mint mark. The Denver Mint produced approximately 434 million of these coins, making it one of the more common years for the wheat cent series. However, even in scratched or damaged condition, the 1946 D wheat cent can have a surprising market value, particularly if there is any unique characteristic, like an error or an unusual wear pattern that collectors find interesting. The D wheat cent. The value of a 1946 D wheat cent in damaged or scratched condition is largely determined by the degree of damage and the market demand. In low-grade conditions, such as those with prominent scratches or worn-down features, a coin might sell for around $10,000. However, in cases where the scratches are less severe and collectors still see the underlying details clearly, the coin could fetch higher values, typically in the range of $14,000. Interestingly, coins like this one can increase in value over time due to collector demand and the scarcity of certain mint marks. Coins with unique wear patterns, like scratches, often become more appealing to certain collectors, as they can tell the story of the coin's journey through history. The 1946 D wheat cent has a mintage of 434 million, making it relatively abundant compared to some other years. But keep in mind that the overall availability doesn't necessarily translate to a low price. The more a coin survives with little to no damage, the higher its market value. This coin has become an essential part of the wheat cent series, which is sought after by collectors of all levels. The design on the reverse side, featuring two stalks of wheat on either side of a centered inscription reading 1 cent, was originally introduced in 1909. This design continued to be beloved for decades. It represents America's agricultural backbone, and despite its simplicity, it resonates deeply with the American identity. Even damaged versions of the coin often retain these wheat stalks and the Lincoln Memorial's engraving, making them a valuable part of any collection. While the 1946 D wheat cent is not known for any significant mint errors, the damaged or scratched versions that do appear can hold intrigue for certain types of collectors. Some collectors specialize in acquiring coins that have unique imperfections or errors, even those as simple as scratches. They believe that these imperfections add character and history to the coin, and for collectors focused on errors or varieties, the damage on the 1946 D coin might actually enhance its desirability. Some collectors are drawn to these well-loved pieces because they represent coins that have survived through time and have passed through many hands. Next up, the 1956 Abraham Wheat 1-cent coin is another great example of a wheat cent that continues to capture the attention of collectors, even in dirty condition. This coin, like others from the wheat cent series, features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse. The 1956 version is particularly interesting because it is part of the post-World War II era and was struck during the time when inflation was rising and coinage was being used more frequently in daily transactions. In dirty condition, this coin still retains a certain value due to the fact that it was minted in large quantities, but its large date and absence of a mint mark make it a noteworthy piece for collectors. The large date variety is recognized for its noticeable difference in the size of the numerals in the date compared to other years in the series. While the dirt on the coin might obscure some of the finer details, the general appeal of the 1956 Lincoln wheat cent is still intact. Minted in Philadelphia in 1956, this coin was part of a large production run. The 1956 Lincoln wheat cent had a total mintage of 1,070,000,000 coins. Even though it was produced in massive quantities, its market value can vary significantly based on its condition. The 1956 large date variety is especially significant because of its relatively high contrast between the size of the numerals, making it easy to spot for collectors who specialize in this specific variety. Even in dirty condition, the 1956 large date coin holds a certain market value. Typically, coins in this condition can sell for $21,000, but the value could go higher if there are other desirable characteristics. If the coin has any level of wear that still allows collectors to discern the large date feature and the basic design details, it could command more value. The 1956 Lincoln wheat cent features the same design as other coins in the series, with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse features two stalks of wheat, which is where the coin gets its nickname. The large date on the 1956 coins makes them stand out from other years, as the numerals in the date are larger than those found on other coins from the same era. While the 1956 wheat cent doesn't have any widely known era varieties, its unique large date design is what makes it particularly attractive to collectors. Even in dirty condition, collectors who specialize in finding coins with unique features might value this coin more highly, especially because it is part of the popular and collectible wheat cent series. Over time, as fewer of these coins remain in good condition, those that are left, even with some dirt or damage, become highly sought after. Collectors interested in coins with large date varieties will find that the 1956 Lincoln wheat cent is a valuable addition to their collection. Despite being in dirty condition, it offers collectors a glimpse into the past and provides an example of how coinage evolved over time. The 1956 large-date Lincoln wheat cent in dirty condition holds significant interest in the world of numismatics. While neither coin may be considered in pristine condition, their historical context, unique features, and connection to American heritage make them valuable additions to any collection. Next up is one of the most remarkable coins in the history of U.S. currency, the 1938 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark. This specific coin stands out due to its significant historical context, the design, and the fascinating collector's interest in it. Let's break down why this penny holds such value, starting with its historical background. The 1938 Lincoln wheat penny was struck during a time of economic recovery following the Great Depression. The 1930s were a period of significant change in the U.S., and the Lincoln wheat cent series, in production since 1909, had become an iconic symbol of American numismatics. While the 1930s weren't a time of great minting errors or drastic shifts in coin production, the absence of a mint mark on the 1938 penny places it among the rarer variations of this era. The absence of a mint mark means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Throughout the years, Philadelphia would produce coins without mint marks, while coins produced in Denver or San Francisco would typically have either a D or an S mint mark respectively. Because of the scarcity of non-mint-marked pennies during this period, the 1938 penny stands out in collectors' eyes. The design of the 1938 Lincoln wheat penny remains unchanged from previous years. The obverse features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's profile, facing right, is a lasting image that has become synonymous with the U.S. penny. The inscription, Liberty, and the year of minting 1938 are engraved above Lincoln's head, with Lincoln's head, with Trust, inscribed along the left side. The total mintage of the 1938 Lincoln wheat penny was 3,092,210,000, an extremely high figure for a single year of production. However, it's crucial to note that coins without mint marks from Philadelphia are often less common in certain condition grades. While the mintage number is large, finding one in very fine condition is rare and commands a premium in today's market. In terms of its market value, the 1938 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition can fetch anywhere from $70,000 in today's auction market. The price can fluctuate depending on the coin's overall appearance, quality, and the current demand from collectors. Keep in mind that while the mintage is high, the condition of individual coins is key to determining their true value. In uncirculated or gem quality condition, these pennies could easily be worth over $79,000, especially if the coin has minimal signs of wear or discoloration. Collectors often pay a premium for coins that are in excellent shape, as they offer both historical value and investment potential. While there were no major minting errors associated with the 1938 Lincoln wheat penny, variations in die strikes or wear patterns may add additional value to a coin. For instance, there may be slight doubling in the lettering or other subtle features that make certain examples even rarer. The collector interest in the 1938 Lincoln wheat penny is significant, especially among those who specialize in collecting specific years or those interested in assembling a complete set of Lincoln wheat pennies. Furthermore, this particular coin is highly sought after by history enthusiasts, given the pivotal time in American history when it was produced. Next up, we have the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that holds unique value despite its dirty condition. The 1945 Lincoln penny is historically significant and carries a certain charm, even with noticeable wear and tarnish. This coin is another piece of U.S. numismatic history, and let's break down the key aspects of this coin. The 1945 Lincoln wheat penny was struck during the closing stages of World War II, an incredibly important period in world history. The United States had been engaged in the war for several years by 1945, and the nation's focus on wartime production influenced the economy and the minting of coins. The production of Lincoln wheat pennies continued through this period, with coins being produced at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. While the 1945 penny isn't directly associated with a significant event in American history, it did contribute to the wartime economy. The D Mint mark indicates that this penny was produced at the Denver Mint, which was the largest minting facility at the time. Although the coin has the same design as other years, its specific condition, especially if it's dirty or showing significant wear, can heavily influence its market appeal. The 1945 Lincoln wheat penny with the D Mint mark had a total mintage of over 1 billion coins, making it one of the most widely circulated pennies in American history. However, many of these pennies were used heavily in daily transactions and have since been worn down or tarnished. Coins in dirty condition, as in this case, may still hold value, but that value is typically lower than a clean or high-grade example. A 1945 Lincoln wheat penny in dirty condition is not considered highly valuable, as the wear and discoloration significantly detract from its appeal. In its current state, it might fetch anywhere from $91,300 in today's auction market. However, it's important to remember that even dirty coins can be valuable in specific collector circles, especially those interested in finding specimens that are raw or still hold historical significance despite their appearance. If cleaned or restored to a higher grade, the value could potentially increase, but cleaning a coin is controversial among collectors because it can reduce the coin's market value, especially if not done professionally. The 1945 penny was a relatively standard coin with no major errors associated with it. However, as with many coins from this period, there are often minor variations in die strikes, minting flaws, or slight overprints that make certain examples more valuable. These errors, even in a dirty coin, can attract more interest from collectors who are looking for something unique or rare. Despite its relatively low market value in dirt condition, the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny still holds a significant place in the hearts of collectors. It's a reminder of the wartime era and the role these coins played in the daily lives of Americans. Collectors of Lincoln wheat pennies often seek out coins from specific years or mint marks, including the 1945 Denver issue, as part of their larger collection. That wraps up our deep dive into two of the most fascinating Lincoln wheat pennies: the 1938 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition, and the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark in dirty condition. While both coins carry historical weight, it's their rarity, condition, and collector interest that make them highly sought after. Next up, the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny holds a special place in numismatic history, both for its significance in the overall Lincoln Cent series and for the specific details of its design and production. Produced at the Denver Mint, the 1958 penny marked the final year of the classic wheat reverse design before the introduction of the memorial reverse in 1959. By the time the 1958 penny was produced, the United States was nearing the end of an era. The country was transitioning through the post-World War II economic boom, which brought a wave of prosperity but also inflation. Despite the economic changes, the Lincoln wheat cent remained a steadfast symbol of American coinage. The year 1958 was significant because it was the last year the wheat reverse was used, making the 1958 wheat penny an important collector's item for those interested in the legacy of the series. On the 1958 large date version, the date itself is noticeably larger than other years, a characteristic that some collectors find appealing. The D mint mark indicates that this penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and it adds a layer of rarity to the coin. Coins from this mint are often valued higher due to their scarcity. The total mintage of the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny was over 1 billion coins. Despite the large number, certain variations of the coin, such as those with a mint mark and in higher grades, have become quite valuable due to their condition and collector demand. A very fine grade coin, especially one with a D mint mark, can still fetch impressive prices in today's market. While the 1958 penny does not have major minting errors that make it stand out like some other rare pennies, its status as the last year of the Lincoln wheat cent gives it unique collector interest. The fact that it is the final edition of this particular design makes it especially appealing to people completing a full Lincoln penny collection, or those interested in numismatic history. What makes this penny particularly valuable in today's market is its condition. A 1958 penny in very fine condition will show clear details, though it may have light wear from circulation. The higher the condition, the more it can be worth, and a well-preserved example with the D mint mark can easily fetch several dollars at auction. The value of the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny in very fine condition with the D mint mark has been on the rise. While the average price for a coin in this condition is typically between $7,000, it can fetch more depending on market demand. If you find one in near mint or uncirculated condition, it could easily be worth $30,000 or more. For pennies in perfect uncirculated condition, expect to see prices closer to the $35,500 range. And on rarer occasions, you may even see the coin listed for higher prices depending on the rarity and buyer demand. In auctions, it's not uncommon to see higher prices for coins with exceptional preservation or those that have been graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A coin that has been graded and certified in excellent condition could sell for much more. Next step, we have the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny, another important year in the series, but this time it's the 1941 version with a D mint mark and in fine condition. And prior to the 1950s, 1941 was a year of significant transition in the United States. The country was still recovering from the Great Depression, but the ominous clouds of World War II were looming. In this environment, coins like the 1941 Lincoln penny were still heavily in circulation. The penny, designed by Victor David Brenner, had already become a symbol of American heritage, but by this time, the U.S. Mint was already making preparations for the war effort, which would soon lead to coin shortages and changes in composition and production methods. The design of the Lincoln Wheat Penny remained unchanged throughout the 1930s and 1940s, which is part of what makes the 1941 coin part of a long and lasting tradition. The D Mint mark indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint, which often produces lower quantities of coins compared to the Philadelphia Mint, adding a bit of rarity to this penny. The mintage of the 1941 Lincoln penny was a staggering 1.2 billion coins. Despite this high mintage, the 1941 penny has a unique appeal due to the historical context surrounding the production of coins in the early 1940s. This penny, along with others from the same era, is highly collected due to its place in American history and the penny that surrounds the concept surrounding the production of coins in the early 1940s. In fine condition, the coin will show some wear, but key design elements should still be clearly visible. Like the 1958 penny, the 1941 penny's condition is crucial to determining its value. Even though it's not a particularly rare coin by mintage standards, finding one in fine condition can still make it valuable. While the 1941 penny is not known for rare minting errors like some other years, its position in the Lincoln Wheat Cent series ensures it holds collector interest. Collectors are always on the lookout for well-preserved examples of these historic pennies, especially those with a D mint mark. Some coins from this era may have unique characteristics, such as slight doubling or slight off-centering, which can further increase their appeal to error collectors. This coin also enjoys popularity among those interested in wartime coins, as it provides a link to the period just before the US fully entered World War II. It's a coin that collectors look for to complete their series, and because it's not as common in fine condition as some of the more worn examples, it commands a higher price. The value of the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny in fine condition with a D mint mark typically falls in the range of $63,000. However, a coin in better than evidence fine condition, or one that has been certified by a grading service, could sell for upwards of $66,000 or more. For coins in uncirculated or near-mint condition, the value can rise significantly, ranging from $80,000 or more. If you're fortunate enough to find one with exceptional quality, especially in the 1941 date with the D mint mark, it may even fetch higher prices, especially if it's being sold to a collector who is particularly focused on this era. In this video, we've explored the value of two incredibly important coins in the Lincoln Wheat Cent series. The 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a D mint mark. Both hold immense value for collectors today. Their historical significance, design features, mintages, and the state of preservation can influence their auction prices. But they remain valuable pieces of American history. Next up. The 1954 Lincoln Wheat 1-cent coin is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. While the Lincoln Wheat Cent series itself is one of the most widely collected and recognizable coin series in the United States, certain years and conditions of these coins stand out significantly in terms of value. The 1954 large date without a mint mark is a prime example of such a coin that commands great attention from collectors and numismatists alike. The Lincoln Wheat Cent, introduced in 1909, was the first U.S. coin to feature an actual person on the obverse, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by artist Victor David Brenner, the coin features a striking portrait of Lincoln on the front, which marked a departure from the symbolic imagery that had been typical of U.S. coins up to that point. The wheat cent continued in circulation until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Cent, marking the end of an era for these coins. By 1954, the United States was emerging from the post-World War II era, a time of economic growth and social change. The coin's design, featuring Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse, symbolized the strength and resilience of the nation. The design would remain relatively unchanged for decades, with only slight modifications to the coin's features, such as the removal of the mint mark from some years. The mintage of the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Cent was substantial, with over 1 billion coins being struck. This high mintage typically results in lower market value for coins of this year, as they were mass-produced and are relatively easy to find in circulation. However, rarity and desirability come into play when examining specific characteristics of these coins, such as mint marks and the state of preservation. In this case, the 1954 large date without a mint mark is a key variety that has piqued the interest of collectors. Coins without a mint mark from 1954 were minted in Philadelphia, which means that this particular coin lacks the distinguishing D or S mint marks that are found on coins produced in Denver and San Francisco, respectively. The absence of a mint mark in this context adds to the intrigue of the coin and raises its desirability for collectors who specialize in mint mark variations. Although this coin is not as rare as some other key dates in the series, its unique characteristics, particularly the large date variety, are highly sought after in fine condition. When found in excellent condition, such as in the fine grade, this coin can fetch a much higher price than one would expect from the general mintage numbers. On the reverse, the coin showcases 2 stalks of wheat, which symbolize the nation's agricultural roots and the importance of farming to America's economic foundation. The word 1 cent appears in the center, flanked by United States of America on the top, and the motto E pluribus unum at the bottom. The simple yet powerful design elements capture the essence of the country's values and history. Despite the large mintage of the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Cent, coins in fine condition without a mint mark are increasingly sought after by collectors due to their unique characteristics and historical significance. In recent years, there has been a marked rise in the value of well-preserved examples, especially those graded higher. The key to its value is its excellent condition. Coins that have been well preserved, with minimal wear, scratches, or damage, tend to fetch much higher prices on the auction market. Currently, a 1954 Lincoln Wheat Cent in fine condition without a mint mark can be worth anywhere from $13,000 in the general market. However, if the coin is in higher grades, like extra fine or extremely fine, the value can rise significantly, reaching values of $25,000 or more, depending on the auction results. There's also the possibility of error coins, such as those with double dies or other misstrikes, which can cause their value to skyrocket. For example, if you come across a 1954 large-date Lincoln Cent with a notable minting error, its market value could easily climb into the hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on the nature of the error and the coin's overall condition. When it comes to selling your 1954 Lincoln Wheat Cent in the current auction market, there are a few trends worth noting. As with many coins, the price fluctuates depending on the demand at the time of sale, the reputation of the auction house, and the coin's specific condition and rarity. In general, rare varieties or higher-graded coins consistently sell for higher prices at major auction houses. Coins with verified provenance, such as those from famous collections or historical hoards, can also see an increase in value. The 1954 large date, though relatively common in terms of overall mintage, remains a strong contender in the market due to its enduring collector interest. Next up, the 1947 Lincoln Wheat 1-cent coin is another notable entry in the vast collection of American numismatic treasures. Like the 1954 coin, the 1947 large date without a mint mark carries significance in terms of its historical context, design, rarity, and market value. The Lincoln Wheat Cent series is celebrated not only for its iconic design, but also for the distinct variations that occur over the years. The 1947 large date is one of those variations that collectors carefully seek out. By the time the 1947 Lincoln Wheat Cent was minted, the United States was in a period of post-World War II recovery. The war had ended just 2 years earlier, in 1945, and the nation was focused on rebuilding both its economy and its global stature. This period was marked by economic growth, technological advancement, and a shifting social landscape. The 1947 Lincoln Cent, like all coins during this time, reflects a nation in transition, preparing for the post-war boom. The design of the Lincoln Wheat Cent, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, had remained unchanged since its introduction in 1909. Over the decades, the design became an enduring symbol of American values, honoring Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War and his pivotal role in preserving the Union. In 1947, the U.S. Mint continued to produce these familiar coins in large numbers, but it was the variations in the coin's design features and minting characteristics that would eventually lead to the coin's increased desirability among collectors. The mintage of the 1947 Lincoln Wheat Cent was relatively high, with over 1.3 billion coins struck. As with many other years in the series, this large mintage initially made the coins quite common, and their value remained modest. However, over time, certain factors, such as the condition of the coin and the year of production, began to influence its market value. The 1947 large date version is particularly desirable among collectors because it is one of the few years in which the mint employed the large date style. For the 1947 Lincoln Cent, the difference between the large date and the small date is subtle but discernible. The large digits give the coin a distinctive look that appeals to those who specialize in collecting date varieties. The absence of a mint mark on the 1947 Lincoln Cent indicates that it was struck in Philadelphia, where the majority of U.S. coins are produced. Coins from this mint, while not necessarily rare, are highly coveted when found in excellent condition. While the 1947 Lincoln Wheat Cent is not among the rarest coins in the series, it does have a dedicated collector base that is willing to pay a premium for high-quality specimens. The market for well-preserved coins, especially those in fine or higher grades, continues to remain strong. As with all Lincoln Wheat Cents, the 1947 coin features a detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. The design, created by Victor David Brenner, captures Lincoln's solemn expression and dignified presence, making this image one of the most iconic depictions of a U.S. president in coinage history. The wheat stalks on the reverse represent the nation's agricultural roots and are a symbol of abundance and prosperity. The clean, simple design is a reflection of the values that shaped the United States during the early 20th century. While the obverse and reverse of the 1947 Lincoln Wheat Cent are visually consistent with those of other years in the series, it is the subtle difference in the date style that collectors look for when identifying the large date variety. The large date of the 1947 coin is characterized by thicker and more pronounced digits compared to the small date variety. This distinction is small but important, making the large date coin much more desirable among collectors who specialize in mint varieties. The collector interest in the 1947 Lincoln wheat cent, particularly the large date variety, has remained strong for several decades. While it is not the rarest coin in the series, the 1947 large date is considered a key variety for collectors who focus on mint mark and date variations. In fine condition, the 1947 large date Lincoln cent typically commands a modest premium over other more common varieties from the same year. On the auction market, this coin can fetch anywhere from $95,000 depending on the specific condition and overall demand. However, when the coin is found in higher grades, such as extra fine or mint state, its value can climb significantly. Coins in higher grades, such as those graded by professional grading services, like the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, can reach values in the range of $100,000 or more. Coins with exceptional eye appeal, no significant flaws, and sharp details may even reach higher prices, especially in competitive auction environments. As with many coins, the presence of any errors, such as double dies or other minting anomalies, can further increase the value of the coin. Errors are highly prized by collectors, and a 1947 Lincoln wheat cent with an error could easily fetch several $100s, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. The market for the 1947 Lincoln wheat cent is strong and continues to grow as collectors focus on completing their collections of Lincoln wheat cents and date varieties. As with many coins, the value of the 1947 large date may fluctuate based on current market trends, but the coin has shown a consistent demand in auctions over the years. Collectors who are looking to purchase this coin can find it available through various auction platforms, from major numismatic auction houses to online platforms like eBay. However, the key to obtaining a high-value specimen lies in understanding the condition of the coin and seeking out those that have been well preserved. Many collectors also prefer to acquire coins that come with certification from a respected grading company. Certified coins provide confidence that the coin is authentic and accurately graded, which in turn enhances its market value. In fine condition, these coins may not be the rarest in the series, but they still hold significant value in today's auction market, especially for collectors who seek out key varieties and well-preserved examples. Whether you are just starting your collection or you are a seasoned numismatist, these Lincoln wheat cents represent an excellent investment opportunity and a glimpse into the rich history of U.S. coinage. Next up, the 1940 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny is a quintessential coin from the late Great Depression and the pre-World War II era. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, it reflects a significant year in U.S. history. The early 1940s were a pivotal time as the U.S. was transitioning from a Depression economy to one geared for war production. The design of the coin, showing Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, became synonymous with the values of unity and resilience. The reverse, featuring two stalks of wheat, symbolizes America's agricultural strength during these turbulent times. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny, with its iconic wheat reverse, is characterized by clear and concise design features that have remained consistent since its debut in 1909. The obverse showcases a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln by sculptor Victor David Brenner. It's the reverse where we see the distinguishing wheat ears that contribute to the coin's distinct look. The overall design, while simple, resonates with many collectors because it is both historically significant and artistically valuable. The coin's overall value is influenced by its rarity and the condition in which it survives today. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark had a high mintage of approximately 882 million coins, which would suggest that the coin is not exceptionally rare. However, finding one in fine condition with a well-preserved obverse and an aged, dirty red reverse is quite rare. The preservation of the reverse side in a red color shade, despite the overall dirty condition, makes it particularly sought after among collectors. Over time, many of these pennies were lost in circulation or heavily damaged due to wear, which contributes to its increased value today. There is no specific era associated with the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny, but its value is determined primarily by condition, uniqueness, and historical context. Collectors often seek coins with unusual features, such as an atypical color, unusual wear patterns, or odd toning. In this case, the red and dirty condition of the reverse side gives the coin a distinctive look, making it a highly coveted piece for any collection. Collectors appreciate these variations because they tell a different story compared to the typical wear seen on many other coins of this era. In today's auction market, the value of a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition varies. Typically, such coins in good condition are valued between $18,000. However, when the coin exhibits the specific characteristics of having a red, dirty reverse side, it can command prices upwards of $50,000 in more competitive auction environments. Coins in better condition, such as those rated at extra fine or higher, can fetch even greater prices, especially in niche markets or among more passionate collectors. Given its unique appearance, a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny with these specific characteristics could potentially exceed expectations in an auction. Prices depend largely on the specific condition and the presence of these unusual features that collectors look for. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny, despite its relatively high mintage, remains one of the most collectible and valuable pennies due to its historical significance, iconic design, and the rare color and condition anomalies seen in some examples. This coin is a perfect example of how even a common coin can achieve extraordinary value when in the right condition and when it possesses unique features that draw the attention of serious collectors. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And as always, keep hunting for those rare treasures.